the Shen and Shan Show, where Shenice, my mom,
and Shan the Pan
interview with LGBTQ plus professionals and entrepreneurs.
So let's get giddy and start the show.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to the Shen and Shan Show. I'm Shan.
You sure?
I'm sure.
I'm Shenice.
And on today's show, we are interviewing Jelisa Shipley. Like Shipley Donuts? The best donuts in Texas. Do y'all have Shipley's up in the east?
No, we do not. But definitely Shipley's Donuts is the best. But Jelisa does not have family ties to Shipley's Donuts.
She don't know that.
Absolutely not. She's starting her own line of success in business.
Yes, her business is called Juicee Nailz.
No, My
Juicee Nailz.
Whoop, whoop.
My Juicee Nailz.
All right. Well, Jelisa, please. Oh, wait. Before we get to you, hold on just a second. How do we know Jelisa?
Well, it was a crazy night.
Was it?
Yeah. We got
I'll drink to that.
Again, we met her through Ben, one of our really, really good friends. We went to New Braunfels to celebrate his partner's birthday. And that's how we met Jelisa.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, she did my nails and my feet that night.
She did. While we were all drinking and playing games.
Drinking games.
Yes, and playing drinking games. Shan was getting pampered by Jelisa in home, in a recliner.
If I wasn't embarrassed of my toes, I would show y'all my toes, but they're purple.
I love it. So, Jelisa, please introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us all about you, your background, where you're from, how you identify, whatever you want to tell us. Let us know all about you.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm Jelisa from My Juicee Nailz, and I'm from Manchester, Connecticut, a long way from home here in New Braunfels, Texas. I come from a big family. I have 9 siblings.
Woo!
A good mix of brothers and sisters, so I got it all. I personally have a small family. I only have 2 children, a boy and a girl.
Oh,
that's all for them.
So awesome.
The only people that live here are my father and my brothers. Everyone else is back in Connecticut or in Florida. If they're migrating very slowly.
Right. Yeah. And what are your family roots? Like, what are your nationalities that stem from your family? Do you have that or know that or?
Okay.
Are y'all pure American?
I am 100% American. I'll tell you that right now. Born on the turf, you know.
Okay.
But in terms of family, we are a mixing pot. A majority of my family is Cuban, Jamaican, and then I have some great German, Irish ties. There's a lot going on there. I'm sure if I took Ancestry.com, I'd learn a lot more than what I know. For sure.
No, that's awesome. Okay, so you're from Manchester, Connecticut. How'd you get to Texas?
I drove.
Okay.
I drove, and actually I did not stop. I drove 26 hours. Don't tell transportation.
What?
But I drove 26 hours to get here with my kids in the car and nothing but our bags of clothes.
Wow.
What prompted
I was like,
you?
not one more winter will I spend in this place.
I agree.
That's
I used to
exactly how
live
it
in
went.
Connecticut. So I lived in Danbury, Connecticut before moving to Texas. And I am so happy to not have the snow, the salt on the roads, the having to go to work, even though it's snowing. Down here, a drop of snow and nobody's on the roads. Everything is canceled. It's done.
Exactly.
If there's any
It's
snow.
in Texas anyways.
It's
Yeah.
done over rain sometimes, so snow.
It is.
No, it's over.
So what prompted the move?
Well, for one, as she just said, the snow. I can't stand it. It's beautiful for everyone that lives in Texas and says, "Oh my gosh, I love the snow. I love
beautiful
autumn."
for the first day. Then the stuff gets ugly.
First year. I would say first year. You're going to be in awe and wow, everything changes. It's so beautiful. And then when you start shoveling things and raking things, and then it just doesn't go away, it just keeps happening. You're just like, no. And cost wise, Connecticut is a very expensive place to live, just like New York or any other big state, even though we're a little teeny weeny little speck on the map.
Well,
but it's
kind of the
expensive.
Northeast, so
part of the tri-state area. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
it's expensive, and I felt like my best chance for me to do what I want with my life, which my business, my kids to grow, it was to move down south. And my father lived in San Antonio, so he told me give it a shot. I'm obviously not in San Antonio anymore, beautiful city. Just rather go and visit. New Braunfels is my new home, and hopefully I'm going to be here for a long time.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. So tell us about your current business. When did you start that? What led you to that?
So my father is an artist. He can paint a picture of you and it looked exactly like you. Okay. You'd be scared how eerie it is similar. And I love art. I was always into drawing, but found that it's really hard to get an income from drawing unless you're an animator or something like that.
Right.
So I was always in the management field. I ran a couple of big box businesses, and I'm really good at management and organization and customer relations. And I love my customers, and I love that part. But I didn't like working for big box because it kind of gave you that distance from the customer. So I was like, what am I going to do that I love to do and want to do it the rest of my life where it doesn't feel like a job? And one night I was just staring, Instagram. We love staring at the videos that are like 3 seconds long.
Yeah.
And they're just painting on the nail or laying down the acrylic. And I just stare at those until I fall asleep. And
that's like Shan with haircuts. What does that mean?
I knew you was about to say, because I was thinking in my head, I do stare at haircuts.
She stares at haircuts all the time.
I need one now.
But I that's how when you said that, I just thought about Shan, because she just be so into these haircuts, and I'm just like, how is that so interesting? But
if you wake up thinking about it, you go to sleep thinking about it, and in your spare time you're looking at it, that's what you should do with your life.
Oh no,
sure.
I can't. I couldn't, because I'll get sued. I have your edge up looking like a.
Shan, I don't think
has
that artistic bone that you've pretty much. Do you feel like you inherited that artistic type of flow and ability and love for it?
I would say so, because when I think when I design a nail set or putting something together, someone's like, hey, I want leaves, I want orange, I want brown, I want sparkles. And then I'm just like, yeah, there's the juice. Okay, there you go. And they're like, oh my God, this is exactly what. And I was like, oh man, that was a good one.
So you're a good visionary. Like you can see
the Houdini of nails.
Yes. So I love that. So how long ago? Tell us all about this business, My Juicee Nailz. Tell us, when did you start it and what sets your business apart?
Okay, so we opened officially September of this year. September 1st was our first day open. Everything before that was marketing and advertisement. What was the second question? I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. No, I was saying, tell us about what sets your business apart. So tell us all about it. Whatever you wanna tell us about it. So yeah, when did you open? Where's your customer base? And what sets you apart? Why did you enter this business and choose to be My Juicee Nailz?
Okay, so there's a couple of reasons why I chose this, right? I personally love getting my nails done.
Yeah.
I do my own. Hello.
I love it. Okay,
it's
so
beautiful.
For viewers who can't see, keep showing them so I could talk about them. I mean, even the nail on her ring finger is shaped like a cross, right?
It is.
Wow.
And I mean, the detail is just crazy. Not crazy,
And
but
you did your own
it's
nails?
so pretty. It's
Yes,
so pretty.
Yes.
She can
Yes,
do her
yes,
own
yes.
nails. Amazing. Amazing.
Put some Louis Vuitton out there. You know.
Yes. No, it's so pretty. It's like you definitely have a skill because I can't even like snap with my left hand. You hear that? That just sounds like ash. Just a shame.
Oh,
so for
okay.
you, I'm saying like for you to be able to do your own nails, like I feel like I do my left hand all great, and then my right hand would just be tore up. I couldn't do it.
I'm right-handed and I can do both.
Bye. Okay. But anyways, that just shows you how
That's something
uncoordinated
new I know
am.
about her. I didn't
I didn't know that. So now we learned something. Where was that at the drinking party? You could have said, never could I ever.
With my left hand.
Everybody would have to put their finger down.
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, incredible skill. Tell us more. Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted.
I chose to do this because of my personal experience with a nail salon. I would go in a nail salon, and even if I connected with the technician, I didn't get that experience I was looking for, or what I'm paying for, really. I was paying for it. I was paying for an experience, and I just got a service.
Right.
And I don't know if people really know the difference between the experience and the service, but I want to feel like something happened while I was there. I don't want to feel like you just did your job and I was in a nice chair and a nice salon and that's all that happened. I want to tell my friends how it felt, or that I know my technician. I know her real name, my real name, my story. I want to know that person. Most of the time, they didn't even want to talk to me, any of my technicians that I had. When I finished doing a nail set, and anybody that works with My Juicee Nailz feels the same, because we talk about this. You know, it's part of the come on board.
Right.
I literally, it's like giving a gift that you love so much yourself to a friend.
Right.
Like I literally, when I finish your nails, you're lucky it was your toes. And I know how you feel about your toes, but I'm going to tell you, I look and stare at your hands until I leave, because it's like letting my babies to daycare. Now you got to take care of them now. You don't mess them up. You take care of them. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay? And I hope that all my babies is intact.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there.
To really love and take such care and pride in what you do is really tremendous.
No, I was going to say, I really, really enjoyed my nails also, because I was looking at them, I want to say a couple of days after I left, and I was like, man, they shiny, they look nice, they look clean.
They have been really shiny,
so,
like really.
I mean, even though I only got the clear gel?
You got clear gel on your hands, and then the Cugio purple on your feet.
Yeah, so I mean, I really enjoy both my feet and my nails. So yeah.
And also I think that I didn't personally experience it. I just watched the experience. And next time, definitely.
She paid for me to get my nails.
Yes, I know.
Treat for honey. Treat for Bubbaloo. Okay. So watching you set up was really different for me, I would say, because you had a line of products, number one, had them professionally presented, showed your client, like, honestly, and so I grew up in New York, and I feel like most of those nail salons we used to go to, at least in my neighborhood, which wasn't, an amazing neighborhood, I feel like those nail salons would water their nail polishes down with acetone, okay? There wouldn't necessarily be a certain brand. They were just kind of sketchy. I don't know if they were the cleanest, even some of the nail salons I've been to, and I don't get my nails done a lot, so I'm not really well versed in the space, but even from an education standpoint, you were teaching me some stuff. So I was trying to explain to you what I usually get done to my nails, which I still don't really know what I usually get. I typically, my nails are obviously not done, but typically I just get the
I'm gonna have to change that.
the powder. What is it called, Jelisa?
Dip?
No.
Dip powder?
Acrylic? Is it acrylic when you pat the
they use a brush?
Yeah.
On you? Yeah, it's acrylic.
Okay, so I usually get that, but I don't get any tips. I just put it on my regular nail.
So you get an overlay.
Okay, so that's what I get, an overlay. Is it overlay acrylic?
Yeah, it's an overlay of acrylic.
Okay, so that's what I typically get. And Jelisa was telling me they're actually not supposed to shave down your nail with that power drill thingy. And
Absolutely.
I remember whenever I transitioned out of wearing those for some time, well, since I've stopped doing my nails really, when you could see the indent for where they would drill down that part of your nail. And I've never really liked that because I've always taken pride in having healthy nails. And I think I have like good, strong nails naturally. Whereas I know a lot of people struggle with brittle nails. So I can't even imagine if I felt like that and I have naturally pretty strong nails. For the people who have brittle nails and they're putting on tips and or they're putting it on their real nail and they're shaving down that, is it enamel? Or your fingernail? I don't know what you call it, but I can't imagine what that does.
Layers of your nail plate.
Yeah.
Nails of your nail plate. And you're right about that. All of it. It's horrible because most of the people in our field, you won't meet a lot of people like me in a nail salon because it's a different, we work for ourselves, most of us, probably in the comfort of our own homes, right? It's the lack of education. I went to school and paid lots of big bucks to be able to give people that knowledge. You know, it's more, that's part of that experience is being able to know what your technician is doing. You saw I was drinking that night, correct? This happened to come out of that. And even then I still set up my table the same way I would completely sober.
You definitely did.
I did. So it's the education part is the best part because when I talk to you and we're doing nails, I want you to know what I'm doing. I don't want you, certain conditions, we talked about it, right? There's certain things I need to know and there's certain things I want to inform you because maybe like you guys, oh my gosh, you guys live in Houston, right?
Yes.
Right.
Houston, great. Got it right, first time. You live in Houston and I might not see you again for your next service, right? And no hate to anyone else. I love all nail technicians. I love all nail art. I wish everyone the best, especially those professionals out there that invested the time, the money, and the education to get where they are for this purpose.
Right.
Because if you go to someone else and they're doing something wrong, you can stop it as the customer. Hey, I know that you shouldn't put a nail drill on me. I know that I only have 1,000 layers to my nail plate. And if you use that, I might lose 500 right there in a second or get rings around my fingers like we talked about. Rings of fire. That's what we call them in school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because it's known you're not supposed to do that.
Wow. I mean, and I love that you said that, the education piece, because I feel like there's a certain level of ignorance around nail technicians, nail salons, just like there are with, for example, doctors. Okay. Like, for example, when we go to a doctor, a lot of us think, and I know I was one of them, would think whatever the doctor says, that's what I'm supposed to do. If they say you should take a medication, you should just do it. And we don't realize actually it's actually a recommendation, and we can actually seek out a second opinion if we want to. We can actually question them. We should actually be looking up their board certifications, if they have any complaints filed against them, if they have any lawsuits. I don't know if you can look that stuff up, but these are the type of questions that we should be looking at when it comes to a doctor. And that might be a little bit on, extreme, but I have never once gone into a nail salon and asked or looked for my nail technician's certification or license. Yes. So I would love to know, are nail technicians required to be licensed?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If they're not, it's totally illegal. And, it opens up people to sue, so anyone that isn't licensed right now, I tell you to invest in yourself. It's for your protection. It's for your customers' protection. I'm going to tell you that, obviously I had did nails before I was a a technician, right? For free of charge. So, there was no money being exchanged.
For fun. It was like a hobby.
Right. But I can tell you that even in my early days, not knowing and just thinking nails is so easy. You just paint, you just polish, you just lay it down, watch enough videos and you can do it, because you can nowadays. You can watch YouTube and you can figure it out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could learn a ton on YouTube.
What they teach you in school is the sanitary part. Sanitation. It's what keeps you clean. It keeps you safe. It keeps your customers safe. It keeps them healthy. It keeps you healthy. And even though we learn the techniques from the YouTube videos or the designs or, that you're missing the foundation, which is the sanitary part. Because I'm not going to lie that when I went to school, I had a lot of home pieces. Like now I use orange wood stick to clean around the cuticle area if I have excess polish. Before, I would just use my finger. That's an at-home remedy. Like go around the edges.
It's like almost like a bad habit or a not best practice. It's Absolutely. What people commonly do, but it's actually not the most professional and most sanitary way to do that. Wow, that's so interesting.
And no, I just wanted to go back to the education piece, because that's really big. And that's really how you really make the experience for someone, is educating them. Because as a real estate advisor, I'm really, really big on educating my clients about the home buying process, the home selling process, the investing process. And I think it's more meaningful when you're able to educate the people and all of that. That shows your competency in what you're doing. So big kudos to you about making sure that's a big part of your business.
Yeah.
Thank you.
100%. And I have another question. I have all the questions. So nail technicians are required to be licensed, but are you required to go to school in order to test or get that license?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You need 600 hours in the state of Texas to be able to go and take the license at a credible school or a credible teacher. There are people that go to school to be nail manicurist teachers or educators, and you could pay a private lessons for those amount of hours, but they have to keep track of it. They still have to submit all the work. But yes, you absolutely need to have that training to be able to go and even test for your license.
Wow. I didn't even know it was this in depth. And I just feel like now that you are educating us on this, I just feel like I don't know if any of the nail technicians I've ever seen have that more professional training. Or maybe they're just in a rush or they just like using those habits you said, the home habits, instead of using the more professional ones. So I just think it's super interesting because there is a certain level of ignorance to that where we just allow whoever's the shop that has good reviews or the shop that is closest to our house, go in there, get our nails done. And as long as we like how they look, we're okay. But we don't necessarily look out for what was that experience. Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? Is it the most professional and sanitary habits that they have beyond just disinfecting? It goes way beyond that. So
for sure.
Yeah, because oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. This is the first time you talk. I'm shutting it.
Oh, God. No, I was going to say, like, for me, someone that's a type 1 diabetic, I know most people tell me I should go to a podiatrist. Did I say that right? To get my feet and nails done or whatever. But, I want that experience where, I get my toes painted every blue moon and just experience, not a doctor per se.
But I think that's crazy too, because how is it that people are it seems like people might recommend that because diabetics have a certain condition, right? They have a certain condition that takes some extra care. But I feel like nail technicians should be able to accommodate for that and know what they're doing in that regards, where you don't have to go to a doctor, and they have that professionalism and care and can understand you, where they know how to take care of you for that certain condition.
That all happens with your consultation. And a lot of people skip that. If you walk into a regular John Doe nail shop, what consultation? Do you remember one?
They asked me, nails or feet?
What color? What color
Nails
do
or
you
feet?
want?
What color?
Acrylic
Yes,
Or
definitely.
not? Feet.
Upgrade, you want a flower?
Exactly. No one is consultating with you. Hey, do you have a condition that you currently have that I need to know about for your safety or for mine? You know what I mean? I'm not saying you have to give me your whole dietary medical history,
Right.
but I'm saying in your case, you see, I asked you that. We
Right.
talked about that. So I know what to look for. I also know what not to do. Honestly, any good nail technician should be able to work on somebody that is a diabetic, period. Because you should be careful.
Right.
You should be careful even if they're not diabetic.
Right.
You shouldn't be cutting anybody, right? There should
Right.
be no blood. There happens to be a lot of blood though when you go into a regular shop. They nick you with the drill, you know, and then you're bleeding, you're gushing everywhere. You're type 1 diabetic and you're bleeding for a week over it, right? And then throbbing pain, all that.
And then I lose my toe.
Right? And they're like, all to get them painted that one time, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what? If they told you to go to a podiatrist, that's good, because that means that they know they can't do that or they would hurt you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I would appreciate them telling me that. You're so right about the experience though, because is a doctor's office really relaxing?
No.
And you know, and you're paying double the money. So you're paying double the money to be scared.
Right.
Sitting
Well,
in
that's
there.
the thing is
Okay.
that it just seems like when you say that, I'm just thinking, and I could be wrong. So if anybody out there wants to correct me, please do. I could be totally wrong, but it seems like people recommend that people with medical conditions go see the doctor to get their nails done because the stigma and the experience that is typical out there is that you will get nicked. You won't have that consultation. You won't have that care. You won't have that sanitary type environment that is conducive for somebody who has a medical condition. So that's pretty much what thought just came to my head. And I'm just like, wow, there is really a negative stigma out there surrounding getting your nails done. And I think
But because of the final product, no one is paying attention to that.
Right.
They're just like, okay, I've seen them cut somebody. I've seen them do this, but look at my nails, girl. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? You could have caught a staph infection. You could have caught, actually, Connecticut was the first state to contract AIDS from a nail salon.
Oh, wow.
Dirty implements. So it's not a joke.
Wow.
You have to be clean. You have to be clean.
And I mean, I can't even imagine right now with COVID.
Right.
Oh,
Like,
right.
I can't even imagine if wow. I didn't even, that was really deep because I would have never ever thought in a million years that that's what we're living in. That is the norm for us right now, to just go to Joe Schmo nail salon and just accept it for whatever it is, you know, maybe shop around, find the cheapest place. But that is not necessarily.
And cheap is not always good.
No,
Somebody
you get what you pay for. 100% you get what you pay for. You 100% do.
I've heard that a couple of times. I'm a little bit on the expensive side, which I was pretty sad because I didn't feel like I was super expensive. But I'm giving you more than just your nails are done. And it was great. I'll see you next time. You know, it's an experience, a relationship.
Well, how I think about things is I think about things in the fact of value and experience. So for me, for what I saw you do with Shan, for example, the amount of hours, you weren't trying to be done with her nails in 30 minutes and bye.
Right.
You know, to be able to take your time, explain things, educate, have a conversation, make sure she's taken care of, make sure she's relaxed, everything like that. That experience, I would say that you are underpriced for the experience and the type of service that you deliver and the quality, 100%. Yeah. So for me, and that's what, just from what I saw, because I would rather, even if it came down to, you know what, it may not be the most ideal thing for my budget, but but I need to see you because that experience is so excellent. Maybe I'll just see you a little less frequently if it's not fitting in my budget, because I would rather come see you than go down the road and get a subpar experience and a potentially non-sanitary job or service done. Now I'm a little bit scared, because it's true. I mean, they just be.
You gotta watch. You gotta look and know the sign. And you know what? I've had customers that I've only had one experience with them, and it's because they live far. They're in town for the weekend or they're visiting, and they decided to use my service. And I was like, well, I want to educate you on. So what do you normally use? What do you normally do? What colors are you normally into? What products do you normally use? And sometimes they don't even know, because you don't know what the salon's using, but you want to know.
Right.
And the reason you want to know, I told one of my customers recently, I did her toes and she got regular polish all the time. And I said, well, how often do you go to get your nails done? She's like, well, every week, because my toenail polish is shipping. I said, well, have you tried gelish or shellac, one of those? And she's like, no, because I figured it's expensive. I said, it will always be more expensive to have a better product. It's just the way the world works. Best products are expensive. I guess they know what they're working with.
But you can get it done less frequently, right?
Right. But that's what I tried telling her. I said, so she got her toes done, did her toes, and I actually didn't see her for 3 weeks. And she had the same polish on, no chips. Just the new growth.
And that's another thing. You're solving problems too. So, yeah. I mean, to be able to have that conversation and say, okay, I'm identifying a problem. I'm identifying something that you're actually not happy with. Let me make a professional recommendation that may fit you. Let's try it out and let's see how it works. And she went down from going once a week to once every 3 weeks. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
It's about educating your customer to help them, because she might not get another service from me, but she'll always remember that I took that time to help her, and it will help her for her next service. Because the last thing I want is, if I paid all this money to be educated, is to hold all that knowledge inside of me and not give it to my customer. You paid for my service and my experience. I want to give you some knowledge to take away with you. I might not have $1 million bag to give you and say, here's $1 million and thanks for doing business with us. But I can give you that knowledge for your next visit. And I'm no doctor in the least, right? I'm not a podiatrist. I'm definitely not. But I still have that knowledge to either refer you to a podiatrist or give you those notes that you need to be able to get what you want or what you need for your service.
Right.
So I actually want to ask, for someone that's out there that maybe have no clue they want to be a nail technician, is that what it's called?
Yep.
Or someone that's, thinking about it but don't know how to get started. What did you have to do in order to become an actual nail technician?
So I had to do my hours in a creditable school. You have to take a final exam with them to actually pass the whole program. And then, which is like a review of what you would take on your board test or your licensing test. And then you have to go take your licensing test. And then as soon as you receive it in the mail, you're then good to go for a booth rent situation. You can go get a booth or you can work in a salon. And technically, like you were saying before, sometimes you don't even see their license with them. First, I carry my license always with me. They give you a pocket size and that nice frame size. Frame size stays in my house. Wallet size stays with me. Right. And I carry my driver's license so you can always identify who I am or any of my staff. So it's that. Once you get that, it's all over from there.
So,
and then,
go ahead.
Ooh,
I'm asking questions this episode, so she's not used to that.
I'm not.
So you didn't just go work in a booth or actual, shop. You actually started your own business. So what did you have to do to get there?
Hold on one second. Before you get to that, how long did it take you from starting school to getting your license? And about how much does it cost? And then we'll dive into the business.
Okay, so it's about 4.5 months for school.
Oh, okay. That's
And
really not bad. Is
not
it
bad.
intense?
I actually go to school I was going to school for 2 different things at once and working. So I have my associate's degree I just got this winter
Congrats. That's amazing.
in business management. So no surprise, I wanted to open my own business,
Right.
seeing that I go to college for it. But it's 4.5 months, and it cost me about $8,000
Okay.
to get through school, and then another it's about $100 for your licensing exam.
Okay.
120.
Okay.
And then from there you just wait for your slip. And then in terms of the next step for me was registering with TDLR, going to the state building and taking my name over. So I own My Juicee Nailz. In case anybody else wants to get in, please don't. I own this.
No, that's awesome. And that's really not bad. Can you get financial aid to get you through the schooling process and the certification process, or do you have to pay out of pocket?
For nails, I personally paid out of pocket. So all those big bucks, guys, came right out of my pocket. I'm still trying to recoup.
Yeah, I mean, that's an investment in you and your business. So rightfully so. That's great. Okay.
And the fact that she's taken or took courses to even help her get her business started.
Yeah.
I mean, just your mindset listening to you right now, like, yeah, I mean, we've only known you for a week and a half now, and just listen to everything, hanging out with you, like we both talked about it on the way home. Like, we see so much potential in you, and so we really, really believe in you, and so
yeah, definitely.
This show is supported by Empower Financial, where we help you protect, grow, and build wealth through life insurance and retirement planning.
At a minimum, everyone, protect your family with at least 10 times your income in permanent life insurance. Have a safety net in case you become ill, or you can use the cash value in retirement as tax-free income. So reach out to us from our website at www.empowerfinanciallife.com or click the link in the show notes.
Now tell us all about the business. What format is your business? Are you a shop? Who is your customer? What does your actual business look like?
Okay, so I'm an LLC right now.
Okay.
I am a mobile business. I'm currently in the works of
Which is
doing
perfect for COVID. I mean,
right.
A lot of people aren't going out there.
They don't want to, but the only thing I'm running into is the people are still scared about having others in their home. I do wear a shield and a mask, or both in some cases when people feel like they really want that protection.
Yeah.
So I offer extras to make my clients feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm a mobile service all the way. I do have collaborations I do with other businesses like barbershops. I'm currently doing a collaboration in San Antonio at True Love's Barbershop, where I'm there once a week. And you can bring in your kids, get a haircut, get a manicure, get some nail enhancements, bring your daughter in. He gets a haircut. She gets her little mani.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
I love that they're a small business also. They're family orientated. So I was like, let's work off of each other. I can dedicate one day right now because my priority is the mobile business, but I would love to be able to put My Juicee Nailz in other establishments that are like mine.
Right. No, 100%. That's amazing.
I can't wait to see My Juicee Nailz on billboards.
Right? Or driving right next to you.
So now, soon. I want to transition just a little bit and ask you, first of all, are you out in your business, and how do you identify? What would you say? How would you say you identify as a part of the LGBTQ community, and are you out in your business?
Okay, so identifying was pretty hard, even when I got your questionnaire, because I was like, you know what? I don't really label myself too much. Yeah. I just, I like who I like. Yeah. And Usually it is a female. That is true. But I obviously have 2 children. So some things have happened there. So it was hard to identify. So I guess the best description, or if I was to put a label on it, it would be bisexual.
Okay. But I mean, that's totally fine too. If you don't have a label, then no one has to label themselves. So you like who you like. I love that. So either way, whatever makes you more comfortable, that's what, we go by. But we want to start talking about that more, because some people like to have a label, some people don't. And I think it's important to have those type of conversations. So, and I thought that it was really interesting how it comes up more for some people versus others, So
right.
For you, nobody ever asks you that, right?
Really? When I really, even thinking of my career before having my own business, I was like, did anybody really, like, unless I was hitting on you, I don't think you was asking me that, And Connecticut's a lot different than here too. And I've only been here for, 3.5 years. So I really just haven't. Anybody that has asked me, it's because I hit on somebody in front of them, or I'm hitting on you and you're like, can you let me know what's going on here?
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So are you out in your business?
Once again, it's just never been a conversation, but the logo, I guess I did it. So my logo, my beautiful logo, with or without my face, My Juicee Nailz has the nail drip underneath it, right, of different color polishes, and it's in the rainbow. So that was my contributing factor of I wanted to be more open about it.
Right.
But without being like,
in your
boom,
face, like
everybody. Did you see me?
Yeah.
So I was like, it's one of those little key codes where they have the secret entrance with the secret mark, and you're like, oh, that's the mark. So I was like, that would be cute to add to my logo. It was a last minute addition to my logo, and I love it because it represents me. This is me. My logo is me and everything I love and what I want to give to my customers.
I love it.
The whole rainbow.
All righty. I'm thinking we kind of get into my favorite part of the show.
So go have at it.
She's been itching.
My part is basically having you talk about your coming out story, right? Because, and people even look at that differently. Some people say they don't come out. Some people say, why do I have to come out? So it's just really how you want to, explain your quote unquote coming out story.
Yeah, or if you don't have one, that's okay too. Yeah. Or some people feel like they're constantly having to come out over and over again. But just tell us.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
It's probably true. I think everybody kind of goes through that unless you have it like stamped here. They're like, so.
But even if you have it stamped there, some people still just don't know. Like my family, I never came out to them. Well, I'm not saying they don't know. That's just,
right. They probably just don't
never
talk
had the
about
conversation.
Yeah.
So
it's one of those silent things. We know. You don't need to say nothing. We know. You know. You don't gotta say nothing.
It's gonna be like when I do come out, we're like, we already know. Why are you
exactly. Like, is this new to you? Did you think we was not here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get it. My story would be my aunt. So I have a very blended family. So my stepfather's sister and me were very close. I told her when I got my first period. So she was one of those type of aunts for you. Yeah. The one you tell her because you don't want to tell your mom because what your mom might say, she's going to give you the warm up for what your mom might say. So I was like, you think my mom will mind? I had told her, I like girls. And she was like, well, everybody likes girls, girl. And I was like, no. I like girls. She's like, oh, well, that's fine. And I was like,
how old were you?
I was like somewhere between 12 and 14.
Okay.
I think I was 14 the first time I told her. Huh?
Your aunt part of the LGBT community?
She is, yes and no. She's one of those too that's not,
she like who
she's been with women and she's been with men. and she has no problem with either, but she doesn't identify with anything either. But I think if you were to ask her, hey, what do you identify as? I think she would still say bisexual because, you know, she still finds women attractive.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
okay, so you're coming out to her, you're like 14.
Yep, and I tell her, hey, you know, I like girls. I don't know what to do about this. It's supposed to be wrong. I don't know what's wrong, what's right, but I know I like her. She's pretty. What do I do about that? And she's like, well, girl, you do what you feel is right. And I was like, what about my mom? She's like, girl, your mom not gonna care. And I was like, oh, really? So I went home and I went and tested that theory because she was like, your mom won't care. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm just gonna tell her what it is. I was like, Mom, I like girls. And she was like, I was like, did she just have me? I mean it. I like women. She's like, girl, please tell me how. And I was like, okay. I see her. She looks pretty. If I had a penis, it would do this. I don't know how else to tell you. And she was like, okay. And she's like, but you have all these guys. And I was like, they're my friends, Mom. They're my friends. Yeah. And she's like, okay, so you got a whole bunch of guys that want you and they showing up all the time, want to spend all this time with you, but you like girls. And I was like, pretty much. And she was like, okay. I don't believe you, but okay.
Well, that's great. It sounds like you have a pretty accepting family. So, and I want you to go back to where you said you have a blended family. What does that mean? Is that like ethnicity? Is it background? Is it nationality? Yeah. Tell me what blended means.
It's all of that. So my mother is a mix. My father is a mix. And then my mom and my father were not together after having me. So she got married to a Puerto Rican man. So then I have Puerto Rican family. So I've been around the world a couple of times, just in my family. I didn't even need to go to anybody else's family yet. So there's a lot of, everybody's mixed in my family. My mother's side, not so much, but I think we were the first mixed kids on my mother's side. Like there's just straight Caucasian on that side, a lot of it. Mm-hmm. So we were the beautiful caramel kids, the skin tone, the curly hair, oh my goodness.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then my stepfather's side of the family were like, for lack of a better word, ghetto ratchet, but I love them anyway. You know what I mean? Love them anyway. But from all walks of life. So I even have family members that are gay or lesbian or bisexual, like my aunt. Like everyone's pretty accepting. I haven't had any males in the family be gay, so I don't know how they would take that per se. But all the women in the family, they're just like, hurrah, you do what you gotta do.
Oh, that's
everybody. Awesome. I don't think anybody has a problem, except I think my mom told me one time that she prefer I don't kiss anybody in front of her. But that's male or female, so it's just that respect thing. Right. I'm gonna say it's that respect thing. I think it's not.
That's awesome. Okay, that's awesome. And what are your relationships with your family like now? Because they seem like they were really, really accepting when you were, you know, a teenager. What's family like now for you?
It's probably a lot of making fun. Because they're just like, well, you're not going to bag a better chick than me. And I was like, okay, I'm not even trying, my friend, but whatever. Right. So, and because it's mostly my siblings here. Yeah. My dad, I actually didn't meet my father until I was 19 in a halfway house. He had just gotten out of jail, being there 13 years. And obviously we had a lot to talk about. And that was one of my things. I was like, you know, I really like women. I do have male occasions or whatever, because I fought myself for a long time on what felt right for me. And he was like, first thing we did together was go to a strip club. He was like, oh, you like girls? No problem. That's exactly what we're going to go do. So I would say that everyone's cool with it. Whatever makes me happy makes them happy. But there was definitely a time I was really scared of their opinions. And then my kids, and I have kids. So then I'm like, what would they think? But then I'm like, if they're anything like me, they should just love me for who I am, just like I love them.
And how are they? Are they pretty accepting and understand? How old are they? Tell us about how,
They are 5 and 7.
Oh,
So my son is 5 and my daughter is 7.
Oh.
I told my kids that they love whoever they want to love. That's how it works in my house. I haven't had an official girlfriend since before they were born. It's been a long time. I've had friends.
Ladies, she's on the market.
Yeah, she's on the market. I haven't yet, but I'm hoping one day I will. I'll be able to have that talk because I'll have somebody to have that talk with.
Right.
But as of now, I've just been so thrown into my business and graduating college and working full time and now putting everything into this business and my kids that like dating has been, if you notice me, that's great. But if you don't, like, I'm kind of busy.
So as I guess someone part of the LGBT community, what challenges have you faced, whether in your business or just in your personal life when it comes to your sexuality?
Right. A lot of my scares happened when I thought of how other people will take this, right? Not only being part of the LGBT, but I'm a Black person also, a mixed Black person. So I have a lot of things that I have stigmas. I have what they think my norm should be, how I should act or should not act. And honestly, at first I was like, I should really just keep this out of it because, you have customers that are like, I'm totally against this. Well, that's great. But that's my personal, the way out of that is it's my personal life, right? When you put it into your business, now you're opening yourself up for people to be able to say, I don't like that. And it's kind of like a soft spot, right? Because that's you that they're talking about. It's not just who they see on TV or what they think it is. You're also talking to me.
Right.
So me doing this with my logo even was like, you know what? I have support that I haven't even tapped into yet because I haven't been able to reach that place, which thank you both for giving me the courage because I am not a video person, as we discussed.
And I'm telling you, I think you're doing very, very well.
Oh
in
my
this
gosh,
interview.
amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you're gonna
With the fidgeting?
Yes, you're good.
You're not fidgeting, girl. You're doing amazing. I think that you have such a bright personality and such care for your clients and your business. That's what's going to come first in anything. Yeah,
the
definitely.
passion is coming through, and when you talk about it, it's like, okay, this is, you're like, I feel like when I hear you talk, like I know this girl know her purpose, and that is something that a lot of people can't display, and a lot of people don't know that what their purpose is. So I can just see you doing very, very well in the near future.
100%. I love it. I love it.
Actually, you know what? You saying that reminds me of the first time I actually figured out I wanted to do nails. And now I remember, okay, this nice elderly lady, I used to take care of people in their home where I would cook. I was a companion. I would cook for you. You tell you stories. We do go shopping together. I was just a buddy.
Yeah.
And sometimes when family doesn't have time for the elderly, you need a buddy.
Right.
Otherwise, you get lonely. And then, exactly. So I was a companion. I would go and we'd have a ball together. And she actually got so bad where she went mute due to dementia, which, eats away at the brain where her functions and her memories start going. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty sad to see her deteriorate like that. But before, I think we were together like 3 months, and by then she stopped talking. And I sat her down and I had took her shoes off because it looked like it hurt her, but she couldn't really talk to me. So I took her shoes off and I was like, oh my gosh, her feet. They're not taking care of her feet. Her nails were as long as my fingernail here.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, it's digging into her other toes. Like it felt like neglect to me.
Yeah.
Right. And you have CNAs and you have people coming in, but they can only do so much.
Right.
You know, a CNA is going to wash you. She's not going to give you a pedicure and a manicure, you know? So I actually took a bucket of water and soaked her feet. And then I clipped her toenails and painted them peach. And then her daughter came home and was like, who did my mom's nails? And I was like, I did. And she's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, her feet needed some much needed TLC.
Yeah.
And this was before I even figured out I wanted to do anything with nails.
Yeah.
I was 20.
Yeah.
I was 20.
Wow.
And it was
So,
because I wanted to make her
found
feel
you.
good. Yeah. I'm all about making people feel good. And that's what I want. I want you to feel good after our experience. I want you to love it. I want you to be like, man, she loved me for that 2 seconds. I felt like I cheated. She loved me. And she thinks about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so nice. I
Yes.
mean, yeah, just like, you know, Shan talking about your calling, your destiny, your passion, like that definitely shines true, especially in a situation like that. Like you had no obligation to do that, but you cared for this person and you could see what could use a little extra care, and you can read more into someone's energy and the signals they're giving you, and so someone doesn't even have to speak to translate to you that, hey, something's wrong, or I need something. I need a problem solved, and you're able to do that, and you were able to do that before you even became a nail technician. So I think that just runs through you, is the skill of problem solving, thinking critically, being able to look out for others. And that's huge. A lot of people don't have that, just quite frankly. So I think that's amazing. So any other questions before we move on? Okay. This has been amazing. We're going to move on to wrap up questions. You can start off, Shan. So we ask everybody the same 5 questions, and Shan is going to start us off.
All right. First question. What would you say is your best money habit?
Right now, if it isn't keeping me alive, like shelter in a car, it's going into my business. It's to make it bigger and better for my customers.
So invest in your business, reinvest in your business, keep building your business. I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Where do you find your motivation?
My children,
Oh.
they give me all the, besides calling me a foot washer, because my daughter is just a ball, really.
So funny.
They push me to be better every day. They tell me, my daughter told me, this is going to be the great business ever. I'm going to be the youngest nail technician ever.
Yeah.
My son loves it. My son gets pedicures. I even put polish on his big toes sometimes. He wants trucks and stuff. My kids push me every day to tell, because they tell me it. When I feel like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much for one person to do. There's so much to do, you know, because you're always trying to improve the experience and give more to your customers. And I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot on the business end. It's a lot on the customer relation end. It's a lot in the marketing end. It's a lot. But those kids tell me every day that I can do it. So I can do it. I know I can do it.
Have you noticed if any one of your kids have that artistic type of skill or talent?
My daughter is pretty creative. My son draws some really interesting things. It's mostly people, I think.
Yeah.
But, 5, they're still trying to figure out the crayon correctly. But I honestly think that they love to draw. They love to color. And that's where it starts. My daughter actually has made some really cool nails. When I do sample nails that I'm creating new things, like the panda that I made, or an alligator, or something different for everyone to see. Yeah. She's sitting there right next to me painting away, and she's like, look, Mom, I made a flower. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Okay, look at her.
I was like, I don't know if it's one of those Picasso things, but I dig that. How did you do it?
I love it.
So I can do it.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's awesome.
All right. Number 3. What advice would you give to someone in the LGBTQ community that would like to advance in their career or level up in their business?
Dedicate yourself. Take that jump, dedicate yourself, and surround yourself around people that believe in that same dream you have.
I love that. The environment is so important. Your support group is so important. If you don't have people who surround you, who support you, that means you need to get rid of the unsupportive people, because it's like, my uncle and I were talking about the other day, and I only heard about it since I moved here, but we were talking about the crab mentality. I didn't realize that what crabs did, if you put crabs in a bucket, the ones on top are trying to escape, but the rest of the crabs keep pulling them back down. The crabs can't get out. And so that if you have that as your environment, as the people you surround yourself with, or that you just happen to be around, it's going to be very difficult for you to get out of that bucket. And so I love that piece of advice, which is dedicate yourself, be dedicated, love your passion, be in your business or whatever it is, your passion that you're, talking about, and make sure that you have that right support system and environment. The people are so important. The energy is so important.
But also don't get that crab mentality mixed up with someone that's trying to direct you the right way, right?
For sure.
You might get it mixed up or confused, thinking maybe they're hating or they're not being supportive. That's when you got to make that decision and listen and go with your gut and be like, okay, is this the right thing that I'm doing or not? And so I just want people, even though that is it crab mentality?
Crab mentality.
Yeah. Just don't get it confused, because sometimes some people can propel your career by saying some things that are, really hard to hear sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. I think there's a line there. There are some people who, no matter what you're doing, as long as it's something good for you and your business, they hate it and they just want to say something negative about it. But then there are people who are going to try to say, well, you should look out for this, or maybe you should try doing this. And it's really right, like more constructive criticism than something that's just like hate and not wanting you to succeed. There are a lot of people who want you to succeed, but they, may just be either more experienced or more, well-versed in that field and just want to look out for you. So there is a difference, but I think what you're saying is don't have those haters.
Yeah.
Right.
Believe in you.
Yeah.
And as many positive people in your circle that want to be there and be along for the journey, keep those near. And anybody else, always listen to yourself first. Because I listened to everybody else for such a long time before I got to this point where I'm listening to me now.
Yeah.
This is me and my dream and my passion, and I'm listening to me. And if you're positive, you're all welcome to come join. And if you're not, please stay over there.
Yeah. 100%.
Good vibes only. Good vibes only.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Do you have a favorite book or podcast or somewhere that you get your learning or enjoyment from?
I am a YouTuber, big YouTuber. I watch a lot of nail art teachers online because I'm always trying to improve and learn new things. And that's the best part about nails is there's always something new and trendy out that you could be trying, that you could be doing. So a lot of my education comes from YouTube in terms of learning new things. And then I don't have a favorite book in terms of education except for How to Do Things for Dummies, because that's my favorite collection of everything.
Yeah.
I think it gets you started on everything. I'm reading the real estate one, so I'll catch you one of these.
Okay.
You know what I mean? One of these times we'll have the jargon talk. Okay?
Right.
We'll have it.
Yeah, we
Not
might
yet,
have to
but
partner
we'll
up
have
as
it.
well. Maybe, we'll see. It could be a great gift for a closing gift for a client of mine, a female client, or even male client.
If she wants to come all the way over here, don't be trying to relocate her
But
business.
she's gonna be worldwide, okay? She's gonna have.
I do press-ons too, though, ladies. I do press-ons and I ship.
Oh
So
my
I have
God,
custom
yeah.
press-ons that I make, so I can ship anywhere in the United States. And I make novelty pieces. As I don't think you guys got to see it at Daryl's party, but he has a nice big frame with a custom set of nails that are extravagant.
Wow.
Bee wings, the whole 9 yards. Check it out on my page, on my Facebook page or Instagram. And I put B, like BEE, juicy inspired. Happy birthday.
Oh,
So
that his
That's
whole
so
birthday,
creative.
his whole birthday was bee themed.
exactly.
cute.
You know? So
We got to get him on the podcast soon.
Yes.
Y'all gonna
for sure.
be hilarious. Alrighty. Last question of the night. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like fishing. I'm probably one of those weird ones. So I'm a girly girl that does my nails super long, but a girl likes to hook a fish once in a while, you know?
That's awesome. I love it.
I like fishing and I love sports and I love swimming.
Sports.
I'm a fish. Just on land. The Little Mermaid was made after me, but they just got the color wrong.
Are you a hooper?
Yeah, color
You
wrong.
hoop. I can hoop.
Oh, you don't want that problem.
Oh no.
You don't want that problem.
I'll shoot your light.
I'll pop these off real quick just to tell you what I'm talking about.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to hold you to that challenge.
Oh,
Okay,
for sure.
So before we wrap up and let our audience know how to get in touch with you, I want to just get a really good sense of what you offer, because we just got to a new little, offering. So tell us, you're a mobile business. What do you do? Personal appointments, one-on-one? Do you do parties, the press-on nails? What are you willing to do as a part of your mobile business? Tell us your whole offering, and then tell us how to get in touch with you and book an appointment, or whatever the case may, or just say hi and thank you, or whatever the case may be.
That's your elevator pitch. I wish I had
Right?
the elevator music, but I don't. So
Or the clapping hands. Can somebody give me a hand clap after? No, it's not. So, in terms, okay, so you said
Services you offer.
services. I'm thinking about the end already. You know when you hear your
you're
mom talk
fine.
and you just listen to the last part. I'm so sorry. I'm bad. Okay, so my services, I do nail enhancements, which include acrylics and wraps. I do not do dip powder because I don't find it to be sanitary. That's a personal preference for me. I do gel nails as a specialty, but I do not offer it at this time because it's a little messy for right now. I do pedicures. I do a classic, a deluxe, and a luxury. Our luxury includes paraffin, hot towels, a peppermint mask, a seaweed scrub, and of course your nail and cuticle care with regular polish. I also have a gel polish line that I love, which is Cugio. That is my polish line. My foot care line is Foot Logics. It's the best in the business. It's literally a doctor in a bottle. Great for maintaining your feet. And it's the top of the line. In terms of nail tips and things like that, I use American-made products. So all my products are made and sold here with me. And everything is mobile at this time. I have a secret coming, so hopefully we'll do this again and I'll be revealing a whole new secret.
Yes, definitely.
And for now, I am your neighborly nail tech that comes to your home, so you can have the comfort of wearing your pajamas, watching what you want in your comfy chair, and get your pedicure, your nail enhancements, or your manicure.
Amazing.
So you're gonna disrupt the nail industry.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm gonna give it a whole new breath of air.
Yes,
Is
I
what
love
I'm
it.
gonna do.
But also, in addition to this, you said you also do press-on nails, which you can ship anywhere in the U.S., right?
Custom. You can send me a photo. You can always inbox me on my website, myjuicenailz.com. You can reach me also on Facebook, My Juicee Nailz. You can reach me on Instagram, My Juicee Nailz, also inbox, and I can custom make anything. Any of the nails that you previously see on my page that are on people's hands, I can make them for you, custom. And it comes with a set of 24, and it gives you 4 accent nails, and then 20 whatever color you want. And if there's a specialty, like a certain set you've seen on Pinterest or anything like that, you can send me a photo. I can give you a quote, and I can direct ship to you in a nice little box as a gift, maybe for a loved one or a girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to your novelty things that you do.
My novelty pieces, so far I have not sold any. I've definitely sold press-ons. Right now they've been gifts for my beginning customers, like my first customer ever, Daryl, which you guys know, that's how we met. And my first Yelp customer, Elaine. She's also received one for her birthday. I think it's a great gift to be able to give your girlfriend, showing her how much you love her, or a mom, or maybe they can't wear long nails, but they love long nails. I can make a whole theme about what they love, their favorite animal. We can go big and go home. Basically, you can tell me anything you want in it, and I'll put it in a nice shadow box. It could light up if it wants. And
That's
you can
awesome.
have a
Really
custom-made
different.
gift.
You know, holidays are coming. That's really different. I've never really heard of anything like that. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who love their nails or just want something different that can show who they are or what they love.
How much they love them, you know?
Right.
You got me my favorite everything and on nails, and I can hang it up and look at it, you know?
That's awesome.
Because some of us don't wear long nails, but would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to look at some sometimes, just because, you know, I can't do this. I actually keep one hand short and one hand long normally. So that way I can work with one. I can be faster with my right hand, and my left hand is just, you know.
Yes, yes.
However you need to look at it.
Oh, that's awesome. Alrighty, so tell us, how does our audience get in touch with you?
So I am on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all under My Juicee Nailz, 2 E's and a Z at the end of nails. I also have myjuicenailz.com, which you can reach me on that platform, or you can call 210-388-8895 and reach me directly.
Amazing. Well, Jelisa, this has been so much fun, so educational, so much information that is useful, and hopefully, you know, can set off a light bulb for people in our audience, especially at a time like this where there's so much uncertainty. We want to be as safe as possible. We want to be as educated as possible. We want to make sure we're making good decisions for ourselves, our family. And I hope that, you know, this has been, I know it's been a huge light bulb for me.
Yes.
You know,
it's making me even reconsider how my barber treats me. You know?
Right? Do you think about how clean they are? I'm telling you, you got to start checking it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes when I leave the barber shop, I'm just like, man, I just spend, you know, almost $30 and or 60, and I used to pay $60 for a haircut. But I didn't leave out of there feeling different, right? I feel like kind of like how I felt when I walked in there. Mm-hmm. So I got to tell my barber.
And I think that you know, they're just different levels, right? And maybe they're just not focused. They're focused on the service, not necessarily the experience. And you know, sometimes a lot of owners need to start stepping it up, like you are, to build that experience.
Yeah,
those are the people that come back. So even when your price changes, even when things hit a wall, you know, maybe you can't do as much as you used to, those are the loyal customers to you because they had an experience, they had a connection with you. And that's why school is so important. Business management was so important. It taught me so much. Most people would say, college don't teach nothing, because I had 12 years experience already, but it does. It opened me up to a whole different way of thinking on how to run your business. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about them.
Oh, I love that. All righty, Jelisa. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, it's been a pleasure, and you've taught us so much, and I just get excited because I can't wait to see when you're in big lights. I'm telling you.
Remember
Y'all,
us.
mark
Remember
my
us.
word. Mark my word.
I'll remember you guys for sure. We're not going to lose contact to have to.
No, definitely not.
Yes.
All
Thank you
right.
much.
So, good night, Jelisa. Thank you again. You have a wonderful week.
You too. It was great being with you guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Like, subscribe, and share the video to your friends. In the comment section down below, write how good the video was.
And if you're listening to the podcast, make sure to hit a 5-star review.
Bye.